Okay, so our next chapter is on scope. So project scope involves identifying, what's going to go into each project. It's a more complicated matter than it sounds. Let's take the example of Harrah's Entertainment. So all of you might have heard of this. It's a casino. They have like over 30 locations in the US, and they have so many different games going on inside the casino. So it's not just the slot machines and all that. They also have poker. They have different kinds of dice games. They have like roulette wheels, things like that. So they have so many conflicting priorities. So one would be to make things easier for their high value clients, and the other thing is to make it more difficult for people trying to cheat. So some things like the new technologies coming out, so people are trying to use these new technologies to do things like count cards, have like loaded dice, and then have people accomplices around who can like check what's happening from the other side of the room and message them through some new high tech devices. Right, you've probably seen all these cheating strategies in like different movies and things like that. And as technology gets better, there are more and more different cheating strategies coming out. Like some people try to use laser scanning technology to look at the insides of the roulette wheel and see if some slots have higher odds than others. So now, as this new technology comes out, it becomes more and more difficult to catch cheaters. So they have so many different projects going on, right? So now they can decide, okay, so what are all these different projects? Okay, so maybe we can have some new technology to identify these laser scanners. That could be one option. Maybe they could give the cards that they give all the people, they could give some special RFID cards to high value people so they can get special service. They could also use CCTVs to figure out like who's coming in, who's going out, and so that like flow managers could watch people and see okay, who's cheating or who's not. Or they can go one step higher and use facial scanning technology, so that they can identify who's trying to cheat, based on new software that tries to recognize emotions from people's faces. They can also use this facial scanning technology to figure out like who their high value clients are and give them special service. So now the next step would be to rank these projects. So they'd be like, okay, I think like the most important thing right now would be, we have to catch the cheaters. So which one should we do? Should we use the device that catches the laser scanning? Should we do the device that uses the facial scanning? So, or is there some new technology that might be able to combine both things like that? So they'll rank all the projects, and then after that they'll decide like, okay, we can do only one project at a time, or maybe we can do two projects. Maybe we can combine these two projects. They have some synergies this way. So it'll be like, okay, let's start with this project. We'll put off everything else for later. That's usually how it goes. And then they'll define, okay, what goes into this particular project. Okay, so we are going to help our high value clients this way, and we're going to catch the cheaters this way through this particular small project. And then we'll save all the stuff, the newer technologies coming out for the next project. So that's generally how project initiation goes. Now, this what I've described as a more structured approach. Your nonprofit would probably go through a more unstructured process. It'll be like, okay, so we need to update our website. We need to have this online database. We might need an app. We need to figure out, how to improve our donations on online. We need to figure out how to improve our grant management software and improve our reporting to the grant management. So they'll have all these different projects going on. Rather, they'll have all these different choices for projects. Now, how did they come on upon the project that you were given? They'd have all these different priorities. They'd have to go through a process to figure out which is the project they're going to do first. So they've already done all this, and now they've come to you with this particular project when you reached out to them, right? So what's the process? How did they narrow it down?